All right, we're back, and I definitely want to call this another portion of the Saiga 12 upgrade series. However, we're more than upgrading, just changing something that we already had. So, if you remember, I upgraded the stock on the Saiga 12. I put a collapsible buttstock on it, plus the rail attachment piece. I'm really not a fan of it. I like the way the rail looks, but there's a couple issues. If you remember correctly, the rail attachment piece wasn't driven in using the pin that comes with the original stock. It's actually held in place using a screw and a grub screw. It did come with this little buffer piece that keeps you from pressing the button. It almost just locks it in place. So you can't actually fold it. But I want the ability to fold it and attach a stock if I choose to. Now, this is a sponsored video. I did not purchase this with my own money. YMS Airsoft in Taiwan and ITP sent this to me, so I just wanted to thank them for it. And I noticed right away that this uses the original pin from the original stock, which means we should be able to collapse the stock. So I'm super excited about that. I want to do a little install, and I don't know, a little nub on the back is kind of cool in comparison to the rail, so we'll test that out. First, let's get that piece off, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Press the button, do our basic field strip maneuver. Careful not to lose any of the spring pieces. Boop. And then I should have racked that back. We'll just remove our bolt. And if you can see, this is held in with a grub screw and a screw at the bottom. Now, the weird part, too, is the grub screw isn't even large enough to cover the whole hole, so it kind of just sits there and wiggles itself in place. Obviously, maybe I should be using like Loctite or something like that, but you see how easy that comes out? It just starts wobbling over time if you don't Loctite it. I don't know. I want to use the pin. And I like the old stock, the stock that comes with it. I just wish it was tan, and I don't think I want to paint it, so that should do her. Notice the grub screw that comes out. And this whole piece should just come off. Now, I believe we have to take this little button piece out and replace it with the original button so that we can get this clip out of the way. Which, if I'm not mistaken, I put in here. Heck yeah, let's go. Cool. All right, and the spring and screw are already inside the stock. Now, you probably won't need to do this because yours is already going to have the button, but there is a spring in there that I just have to be careful with. Cool. And that whole piece just drops right out the back. Save the screw. Put that little piece aside. Press this guy back into the rear end. Make sure the spring is still there. We're going to take this piece, throw it back in against the spring. While applying some tension, drop that screw back in place. And then we'll start screwing her on in. And we'll open up our ITP Airsoft AEG buffer tube stock adapter. Again, this is a machined piece. Feels great in the hands, super light, some sort of aluminum. Take our new adapter, slide this guy into place. Your best bet is to start with just the pin portion entered in so that it's all lined up because it is a relatively tight fit. Take the pin, push it in from the top. All right, now that you got that guy in place, it should be a relatively tight fit, but just make sure that when you do push it in, you hold the button. Cool, and you are in place, and it is so much more sturdy than the previous adapter was. Just exactly what I was looking for. Now we can go ahead and get an AEG stock if we want, or run it without it. Let's throw that guy back together. Throw our whole spring assembly, guide rod, and buffer mechanism in as well. And then the dust cover. Awesome. I think that was definitely a worthwhile upgrade. A nice change. And again, thanks ITP and YMS for sending me the AEG buttstock adapter.